Okay. Now we're going to do applying the properties we've been learning to actual problems. I'm going to tell you right now, when I do these problems, they're going to look super easy. Because I have all the properties memorized. I can guide you through the properties. When you have to do these on your own, ton harder. Because you guys won't have these properties memorized like I do. To me, a lot of them are just, I can just see them. I know how to set up the equations. You guys do not know how to set up the equations. And that's going to be the hardest part, is learning how to set up the equations. You're always going to be applying a property to something. Something you guys really have about 3 options anything can be. They're either going to be equal, they're going to be equal, add up to 180 degrees, or equal to 90. So there's really, if you really break this down, those are the 3 options you can do. So, when you have this, these are parallelograms. The first property of a parallelogram is that opposite angles are the same. This angle is the same as this angle. So if these 2 angles are the same, what is that equal to? What's the equation to solve this? 90 degrees is equal to 3x. And then you need to solve for x. I have full confidence in your ability to solve for x on your own. Okay, this one. That's nice, we know this. How about going down like this? Well, if you look, and this is really important because it's going to be the same as this problem over here, same property. If you have 2 angles that are next to each other, so like these 2. If you have 2 angles that are next to each other, they're called consecutive angles, and consecutive angles are supplementary. They add up to be 180 degrees. So 4y plus 90 equals 180. If we wanted to solve for this, we would subtract 90 from both sides. 4y equals 90. Y has to be equal to 20, 22, 22.5. X had to be equal to 30. Okay. Let's look at number 4. Number 4, you actually don't really need to know any properties to solve number 4. What do you see in number 4? There's 4 special markings, right? Those are the congruency ticks. Are any of those congruency ticks by a number without a variable? Where? 12. So if this is 12, this is 12. This is 12. This is 12. This is a rhombus. Because we're all 12, whatever units, 12 inches, whatever it is. How will we set up our equation? We know this, and we know this. So we know 6x is equal to 12. We know 3y is also equal to 12. I have full confidence in your ability to solve these ones on your own. So, unfortunately for us, I consider these like the easiest ones. They get a little bit more difficult now, involving different things we've studied, particularly alternate interior angles. Remember when I said when we were learning alternate interior angles that they were going to come back? They're back. So if you wanted to solve this one, how I would solve this one is I'll look, and I'll first say, okay, these 2 angles are the same, right? This is the same as this. 2y is equal to 5x. Unfortunately, that does not help us almost at all. Helps us later, but not right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand focus on just x, and I'll notice that this is a triangle, right? That's a triangle there. And we're missing one angle of the triangle. We're missing this angle. we know that this angle is actually 60 degrees. How do I know it's 60 degrees? Because it's an alternate interior angle. These are alternate interior angles. So then what does this one have to be? 55. And you'll notice that these are the same triangle. This triangle has just been twisted. Like, so you see how if you would put this up there, it'd be the exact same triangle. Okay. So now we know 5x plus 60 plus 55. These three angles in this triangle add up to be 180 degrees. 5x plus 115 is equal to 180. Minus 115 from both sides. And we get 5x is equal to 65. X is equal to 13. Is there a number we can plug in for x now? Yeah, we can plug it in. So we know 12y is equal to 5 times 13. 2y is equal to 65. Y is equal to 32.5. Yeah. And actually, if you guys could figure this out, if we know this is 60, we know this is 55, a triangle has to have 180 degrees. So, and we know 60, 60, 60 makes 180, right? So 60, what's 5 off 60? 55. So we know we have to have 60 plus 5. That, I already knew this was 65 before even doing any of the math. Does that make sense, what I was doing there? Okay. It's a little abstract, but we know in equilateral triangles is 60, 60, 60, right? So I know I can do this trick because I have a 60 here. How much off from 60 is 55? So we need to add an extra 5 to 60 over here so that these balance each other out and make an average of 60. So that's how I knew, without even doing any of this work, that that was 65. Does that make sense now? Okay, that's a number sense trick that I know. All right, number 7 is actually pretty easy. The only tricky part about number 7 is, especially when you give a bunch of numbers like this, it's hard to tell if those are referring to, is this 3x referring to this angle? Is it referring to this angle? Or is it referring to this line? You see what I'm saying? I could easily make an argument for all three of those. I know it's referring to the line, though, because it's missing something for it to be an angle. It's in a little degree sign. That's why units are so important. Okay, diagonals bisect each other. This is the same as this. This is the same as that. 4y is equal to 8. 3x is equal to 12. Once again, I have full confidence in your ability to solve those one-step equations. All right, this next one is pretty tricky. You have to know one super key property. The first thing you need to realize is, what shape is this? That is definitely a rhombus. And rhombus's diagonals intersect at a very specific angle. What is that? Someone said it. 90 degrees. What other shape has intersecting diagonals at 90 degrees? Square. Now do you see why I was making you draw the 90 degrees? It's to help you try to remember that. We know this is 90 degrees. That's 90, that's 90, that's 90, that's 90. It's just one of the properties of a triangle. Or, sorry, of a rhombus. Hey, look, we have a triangle here. And hey, look, we now have 3 angles in the triangle. 2x plus 60 plus 90 is equal to 180. 2x plus 150 is equal to 180. 2x is equal to 30. X is equal to 15. Sweet. We got x is equal to 15. Spoilers. What's a special right triangle? It's blank 60, 90. 30, 60, 90. So you could have almost entirely skipped that step. Same thing here. That's 90, that's your 60, that's your 30. Nope. So another way to think about this is we know these two are equal to each other because these are alternate interior angles. This is equal to that. 2x is equal to 4y. We know x, we can plug in 15. We get 30 is equal to 4y. Y is equal to 7.5. Okay. This one's tricky. You can try to do this one on your own. If you get it, I'll give you bonus. This one's tricky. All right. In the meantime, though, stop the lesson.